Experiences at summer camp tend to make an impression. Some people are even lucky enough to meet others who add a lot to their success stories. Leonard Bernstein found a great songwriting match at Camp Onota in the summer of 1937 when he pulled a young student up to the piano, testing his vocal chops to see what the fellow had to offer. Bernstein's daughter Jamie tells their story.
When my father was in his teens, he was the music counselor at Camp Onota, somewhere in deepest, darkest Massachusetts. And they were putting on a production of The Pirates of Penzance. But they didn't really have anyone at the camp who could sing the role of the Pirate King. So this fella was imported up from the Bronx to sing the Pirate King in the camp production of Pirates of Penzance. And this fella's name was Adolph Green. My father had never met Adolph Green before. So when he arrived at the camp, my dad took him over to the upright piano to just see what his voice was like and see what kind of singing he could do and what he, how much he knew about music. And as the time went by at the piano, my dad gradually came to realize that there was no piece he could play on the piano that Adolph didn't know. Anything he played, from Bach to Stravinsky to Mendelssohn to Fauré, anything you could think of, Adolph would know what it was in 3 bars. It was amazing. So finally, my dad said, okay, so if you're so smart, what's this? And he played something on the piano, and Adolph stood stock still and said, gosh, I never heard that in my life. I don't know what it is. And the story goes, my father threw his arms around Adolph and gave him a big hug and said, that's because I made it up right now. And they were friends for life from that moment on.
Bernstein would collaborate with Green and Green's lyricist and performing partner Betty Comden for the Broadway premiere of On the Town. For more camp stories about your favorite songwriting teams, visit thejonathanchannel.org.